everybody, welcome back to the Time Pass podcast. This is your host, Ashika. Thank you so much for joining me today, you guys. If you haven't done so already, please like me on Facebook at Time Pass Podcast. Follow me on Instagram at timepass_podcast. And check out the YouTube channel where you can watch all the episodes of the Time Pass podcast. You can find the link for that in my bio, on my IG, or on my website, timepasspodcast.com. And if you are an auditory listener, wherever you are tuning into the Time Pass podcast, please make sure that you are like or subscribe wherever you tune into podcasts. Please show your support and subscribe to the show. All right, you guys. Wah, wah, wah. Sorry that I did not release a new episode last week. If you listen to the intro every week and you hear me talk about following me on Instagram or TikTok or any of my socials, you would know that there was not a new show last week because Sunday night, the week prior, I was actually taken to the ER and I was in the ER overnight, released on Monday morning. So I was in the ER for like less than 24 hours, maybe like 18 hours or something. And what ended up happening was I twisted, dislocated, and broke my right ankle. So since then, I have had ankle surgery. I am off work right now, and doctor's orders are basically just a bunch of pills to keep the pain away, because y'all, it hurts. It fucking hurts. And to keep the leg elevated. So last week was basically week 1, and I was just about 4 or 5 days off of surgery, and I just couldn't muster the strength, you guys. I couldn't muster the strength to put myself together and set up all the equipment and record a show. But we need to talk about this. We need to talk about the fall. So that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about today. Give a quick update on the status. Talk about how this all went down. And rest assured, as I am sitting here and recording this episode, if you're watching on YouTube and you see me, and I look pretty normal, but I am sitting where I normally sit, and I have another chair like off to the right side to keep my foot elevated, because I want to get better. I want to get better soon. I am already like having cabin fever. I don't like being home. I don't like not being able to work, but there's a lot of pain. So it's been a lot of just popping pills and sleep for me. So let's take it back, y'all. So I am talking about 2 Sundays ago. It was actually Sunday, May 22nd. I will remember that date from now on, y'all. Anyway, it was Sunday, May 22nd, and it was like an easygoing weekend. I didn't have to work. I actually didn't have my daughter. It was Dad's weekend. So I had a really easygoing weekend. Saturday was fantastic. I went to the gym. I got my workout on, which if you follow me on Instagram or you've heard the show, you know I'm big into working out. I work out about 4 or 5 times a week. So, you know, I got my gym on. I took my mom. I went to Costco. I got groceries for the week for my meal prep. Like, I was into it, y'all. And then I just kind of stayed home Saturday, and I just wanted like a low-key night at home, watching movies or reading a book. I can't even remember what I did. So traumatizing. The next day was so traumatizing. I can't remember what I did Saturday night. But I know I didn't go out. I know I was home and just kind of doing my own thing. So Sunday, I had plans for brunch. Oh, I was working Saturday night. I had to get the show out for Sunday the 22nd because a new show did go out. The night that I got hurt, we did have a new show go out. So I was busy working on the show. And I knew I wouldn't have any time to put any finishing touches on anything on Sunday, on the actual day that the show releases every Sunday. So because I had brunch plans. So I woke up Sunday. I had boot camp. Again, I got a great workout in Sunday morning and took a shower, and I just felt good. Like I had been home Saturday, like working and being productive. And I was like, you know, I want to get cute, and I'm going to go to brunch. And I was meeting a few friends, Tej and Fabian included, and a couple other friends of ours downtown for brunch. And so I don't know, I wanted to look hella cute. So I picked out like the super cute outfit. It's getting really hot here, at least it was that weekend. So almost like a very summery outfit, like torn jeans, a nice little orange crop top. And I went to pick out my shoes and I decided to wear my wedges. Like they're super comfortable. I'm super comfortable in them. I tend to wear my wedges. So here's a little backstory. I broke my left foot, like my actual foot, not my ankle. So since then, I have to be really particular about the shoes I wear. If you listen to the show, the after show, you may have heard Tej and Fabian make fun of my shoe choices because I kind of always wear the same shoe because I have to have super comfortable shoes just because from that break that I had, I have a plate and a couple screws in my left foot. So it's really hard for me to find a comfortable shoe to wear. And I have these wedges that are super comfortable and I'm super I'm confident in them and I have no issue walking in them. And so I was like, oh, I'm gonna wear my wedges. It's gonna look cute with this outfit. They're like sandally wedges a little bit. And it looked so cute. I remember I took a couple selfies. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw those. The day of brunch. And so we go out and we go down to brunch and we were down at Mas Tacos on our street here in Sacramento. And I was starving because I had just I woke up, I had a protein bar, I had boot camp, I worked out, took a shower, get dressed, and went to brunch. So I was starving. So I ate a full meal. I remember it was really good because I cleaned my plate. I had some scramble that they have. I had cleaned my entire plate. I was so full and so hungry. And I was drinking, I think we were drinking margaritas. I was drinking margaritas. And so I was like, okay, so I probably had 2 margaritas there with a full breakfast, okay? And then we ended up going across the street and grabbing a drink at this little bar that's actually my favorite bar restaurant. It's called Bach. Best fried chicken ever, so check it out if you're in Sacramento or if you're ever visiting in and around the Sacramento area. It's also on R Street in the R Street corridor, and it's called Bach. So I had a margarita there, and we're talking about, this is hours between drinks also. And then we decided to go back to Fabian's house, and so we went there, we cracked open a bottle of champagne, more fruit and snacks, we're eating, we're drinking, and there's 6 of us drinking this champagne, and we're having a good time. And the hours have gone by. It's probably about 3 o'clock. We probably stopped drinking around 3, and I'm still there for a little bit. It's about 4:30. I'm like, all right, you guys, I'm gonna go home. This was fun, but it's Sunday. I want to go home and I want to do things, whatever. So I leave. I'm driving home, and as I'm driving home, I swear to God, I am too social for my own good, but I looked really cute and I was driving home and it was still light out and it was hot out, and I was like, man, I'm really not ready to go home yet. I kind of want to go be out and about still a little bit, at least for a little while. So I call up a good friend of mine who lives 5 minutes down the road from me, and I was like, hey, what are you doing? And she's like, nothing. And I was like, hey, do you want to go grab a drink at the local little country bar that I love to go to? And she likes it there too. And she's like, how late are we going to be out? What is happening? And I said, not late at all. I was like, honestly, I just want to have a drink, maybe 2 drinks, and then we can leave. And she's like, okay, cool. I was like, we'll play some pool and we'll just hang out. Let's be low key. I was like, we'll be home way before 7 p.m. because it's 4:30. It takes me about half an hour to get home. So I was like, let's just go out for a couple hours. So I pick her up. And we end up at my favorite little country bar here in Elk Grove. It's called The Wrangler. It's off of Grant Line Road. Again, if you're in the Sacramento area, check it out. But we end up going there. I walk in. It's a great Sunday there. It's super low key. I order a margarita. She orders a margarita. We're drinking it. And then we're like, hey, let's go play pool. Because they have a pool table in the back. And I love it because you don't have to put quarters in the pool table. And I love playing pool. And so, again, mind you, I'm still in my brunch outfit. Wedges, crop top, all that. And we go and we're playing pool, having a good time. We had one more drink. So I had 2 drinks there. We had one more drink. And then it was getting kind of late. And, well, not late, but, it was getting a little late. And I knew she wanted to go home. I wanted to go home. I had work the next day. And so I was like, hey, are you ready? Let's take off. And she's like, yeah, let's take off. And so we go to the parking lot, and here's the thing that I didn't think of when I decided to go here was that this is a country bar. And so the parking lot of it, and it's an old school country bar. It's been there forever. It used to be like an infamous like Hell's Angel hangout, okay? But then they had new ownership and then it got rebranded. But the parking lot is like uneven, loose gravel. Now, when I got there and I parked, I had no issue getting out the car and walking into the bar. When I left, I had no issue. I got all the way to the car and I was like walking around the car to get to the door. And girls, ladies, if you wear heels, you know that this happens a lot when we're wearing heels. But there was like, it's not flat, right? It's loose gravel and it's very like bumpy and divotty. And there was this divot and there was some rocks and I had stepped right on it. And it was like when your shoe goes one way and your ankle goes the other. Now, most times when this happens and you're wearing heels, you can balance yourself out because you're on flat ground. I tried to do that and I failed and I just slipped in the loose gravel, and my ankle basically, as the shoe went this way and the ankle went this way, it basically twisted and I fell on it. It dislocated and it broke. Y'all, I'm so glad that I had my friend with me. Literally, she was like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And I was like, yeah. And she's like, "Okay, well, get up." And I was like, "I'm trying." And I was like on my knees. I felt the pain so bad. I knew, I was like, this is some bad pain. And then she was like, "Are you gonna get up?" And I was like, "I can't, I need help." So she comes around and she helps me up and I'm like, "I need to get, like, just put me in the seat." So she puts me in the seat and then I'm like, "Please take my shoes off. Like, take my shoes off. They're hurting me. It's painful. I feel really constricted at the ankle." And so she took my shoe off. She hops into the driver's side now. And so she's driving me home and she's like, "Are you okay? Like, do you think you twisted it?" Like, and I was like, "It's swollen." Honestly, you guys, I don't remember a lot from that point because the pain was so intense that I don't, like, parts of it, I'm just like blacked out. I don't know if I fell asleep. I don't know if I was just like in horrible pain and just like screaming. I know I was screaming. I know there was some screaming happening. I know. And bless her heart, this is my friend Angeline. She's been on the show before, but she kept a pretty like even attitude about it. She didn't freak out, so that was really good. So she gets me home and gets me to my couch, and I'm basically like, I'm wearing jeans, right? I was wearing ripped jeans, and so I'm like, "Angeline, you gotta take these jeans off of me. Like, I feel like they're just constricting my ankle." And she's like, "Okay, well, what do you want to wear?" And I had just done laundry, so I was like, "If you go up to my room on my bed, you'll find like my pink pajama pants." It's a Victoria's Secret, so it's super like noticeable. And I was like, "Just grab those and bring them down." So she grabs them, she brings them down. She helps me out of my jeans, helps me put my pajama pants on, and I'm sitting there and I'm just like, "Angeline, you're gonna have to call the paramedics. Like, this is not normal." And she's like, Are you serious? And I'm like, "Yeah, this is not normal." Because remember, I had broken my foot before. I know what that kind of pain feels like. And so I was just like, "This isn't normal. You're gonna have to call the paramedics." So she calls the paramedics. I'm sitting there and I'm like, now I'm in my cute little orange crop top and my hot pink, or they're not hot pink, they're like baby pink Victoria's Secret pajama bottoms. And I'm like, great, this looks great. So I called my mom and she was home and I live super close to my mom. And so I was like, "Hey Mom, I hurt myself. I hurt my foot. I think it may be broken." So I called the paramedics and I'm going to the hospital. I'll call you when like I need to be picked up or whatever. Like, I was so prepared in my head. Like, I already knew that like shit went down. Like, this shit was broken. I already knew. And so she was just like, "Okay." I don't even honestly remember what she said, but I remember I was coherent enough to call my mom. I tried calling my dad and his phone was off. So then I called my brother and told him. And then like I remember the paramedics came in. They're super like bunch of cute guys and super like nice and friendly. And I was just in pain, and they're like, what's up? And I was like, dude, it hurts. And they're like, we're gonna give you some morphine. And I remember they gave me morphine, and I was out. Like, I don't remember them taking me out of the house or anything. But I must have been awake a little bit, because I remember, like, Angeline had packed, like, my bag, my purse, and, like, the pajama top to my pajama bottoms, and my house shoes that, like, I was wearing, so I would have, like, some sort of shoes to wear in the hospital. And so the next time I woke up, I was actually in the emergency room, and all the paramedics guys were all around me, and they're like, hey, you're up. They were so sweet and so cute. So shout out to the CSD's paramedics team, whoever helped me out. You guys were so sweet to me. But anyway, so they're like, hey, you're up. How do you feel? And I'm like, it hurts. So they ended up giving me more morphine, and then they're like, hey, like, you're almost being checked in, like, it's gonna be soon, and they're like, you're probably gonna pass out and you won't see us again, but, like, you know, you're super cool to, like, talk to, and we hope you get better soon and take care of yourself. And I was like, oh, thank you, you know, whatever. And then I was admitted to the ER and, like, knocked out, guys. And then I woke up, and they were basically, like, taking me to x-rays, figuring out my shit was broken. They had to put me under to try to, like, realign, relocate my ankle bones, like, realign it and put me into a splint. And so they put me under. I do not, like, I have a very high tolerance for anesthetic. So anesthesia. So they gave me a dose. I knocked out, and then I woke up as they were realigning my bones. And I was like, ow. And then the whole team, like, looked up, and they're like, you're awake. You're not supposed to be awake. And then I was like, oh, okay. And they're like, you can feel that? And I'm like, yeah. So then they're like, all right. But then they were, like, almost done, so they just left it like that. And then they realigned, put a splint on it, and they're like, we got to take you to the x-ray to make sure that everything looks good and it's realigned properly. Lo and behold, it wasn't realigned to the doctor's satisfaction. So they're like, we're gonna have to redo it. So instead of going home in the middle of the night or early in the morning, I basically had to wait. They had to use double the anesthesia to put me under this time, but they were able to realign it properly, get an x-ray, check it, put a splint on. And then I was home by, like, 11 a.m. I think I called my mom around 11 a.m. to pick me up. And then they scheduled my surgery for the very next day on Tuesday. And it was just an outpatient procedure. So I went in the morning around, like, I don't even remember, around, like, 11 or something. And I was home by, like, 6. So the surgery went well. And I've been in a splint ever since. I've been put off work for several weeks to try and heal, and I'm just hanging out, and people have been calling and visiting, and I think I'm going to do a whole episode about that, because I've had some revelations during this time of all of this happening. But for today, I just wanted to talk to you guys and let you know that I'm okay, let you know what happened. I mean, so many people were like, were you drinking? Like, were you drunk when this happened? And it's like, no, I wasn't drunk, which is like, I kind of wish I was, because then it would be like, oh yeah, I was drunk and I fell, but like, no, I was sober and I'm clumsy and I was wearing wedges and loose gravel. And so many of my good friends are like, you know better than that. Like, if you knew you were going to a place like that, why did you wear those shoes? And it's like, that's the thing, right? Like, I got dressed in the morning and I thought I was just going to brunch, and who knew what the day had in store for me. I was really bummed because, guys, I'm going to tell you now, I was actually supposed to be going to Bottle Rock last Sunday, which was the big concert in Napa with Fabian and Tej, and obviously I couldn't go, so that got canceled. And then I had taken a week off work, actually. I was leaving for vacation. It's been a while since I went anywhere, and I had this, like, epic road trip planned, and I'm so bummed that I didn't get to take that trip and that now it's on hold. Like, I'm really depressed about it, but the way I look at it is it's on hold, and I'll take the trip anyway later in the future when I get better. I will take that trip and I will make those memories and have that time. But for right now, y'all, it's just pill popping and sleeping and healing and a lot of icing of the foot. I mean, knowing that I have gone through a broken leg and broken foot injury before, I know the key is to get the swelling down. So I've really been like religious with the icing of the foot because that's going to be key for my follow-up appointment, which is just in 2 days. So I'm super excited about that. At the follow-up, I guess I'll find out if they're gonna actually like cut this splint off and put me in a cast, or if they're gonna let me start putting weight on my foot and put me in a boot. So that's really what I'm excited about, is to find out what my next steps are on this healing journey. I'm super lucky because my mom is so close. She's basically been my like personal hospice nurse and here taking care of me. So I'm super lucky for that. And she's been taking good care of me, and I've been, you know, still trying to eat healthy. It really sucks because I can't work out. Like, so many people reached out to me and were like, you're gonna lose all the progress you made working out. Like, what are you gonna do? And I was like, I know. So I'm really sad about not being able to work out, but I'll get back to it. And I'm just using this time to kind of rest and really think about some things and think about processes, people, and things that I have going on in my life, and kind of reevaluating everything. So that's what I'm using this healing time for. You could use it for physical healing and emotional healing. But yeah, that's the story of the broken foot, time passers. I knew you guys are curious. I wanted to let you know what was going on. That's all I've got for you today. If you haven't done so already, please like me on Facebook at Time Pass Podcast. Follow me on Instagram at timepass_podcast, and make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. You guys, if you are a time passer, you enjoy listening to the show, do me a favor and share the show with at least one person who you think would also enjoy listening to the Time Pass podcast. It would really, really help me out. It would spread the word of the show and help us get some more time passers. All right, you guys, whatever you do, whether you're hurt physically, mentally, whatever it is, or you're just living your life, stay authentic, and I'll see you next time. Bye.